whether you have the skill sets. Because as I told you, you need to have expertise both in quantitative and qualitative. If you don't have, please don't take up this Again, if you feel that your concept of research is going to be more providing insights, it's going to be innovative, and both the mixing is going to provide better results for your research study, then go for it. Again, you need to have an approach clarity, design clarity, and study description should be very, very clear. And the environmental support is also required because it's going to be taking a lot of time. You need to have a lot of data collectors inside. So you need to spend more amount of time and energy on this. So if you have all these things, do take up mixed methods. Again, the final thing related to how to go about, what are the steps you should follow. The first step is, first determine whether the mixed methods research is essential or not. Whether it has any significance or not has to be first answered. Followed by that, you give a rationale. You have to give a justification why mixed methods is being adopted for your research. After you find out the rationale, then you try to identify what is the data collection methodology you're going to follow and what is the strategy you're going to collect, what is the design you're going to choose, has to be identified in the third step. The fourth step is where you develop the questions. The questions for quantitative and qualitative. Normally we start with question and then we go about, is it not? So here it is little bit different, where you first establish the rationale, identify the methods or the qualitative data collection methods or the quantitative methods you're going to use.
An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I, Pavitra.
And I, Renita.
It's a great pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to the prestigious conference on Exploring the Boundless Horizons of Mixed Method Research organized by Anupoya Nursing College. We are honored to have among us some of the finest minds in this field, including our esteemed keynote speakers. Their expertise and innovative insights promise to enlighten and inspire us throughout the day.
Anupoya deemed to be university, located at Derlakatte, about 15 kilometers from the port city Mangaluru, Karnataka. The university consists of 10 constituent units under its ambit, offering undergraduate courses up to PhD programs. The institutions ensure high standards of academic performance and are rendering quality healthcare services. The university is accredited with NAAC A+ and has been ranked 85 among the top 100 universities in the country as per the NERF rankings 2023.
Anupoya Nursing College is a constituent unit of Anupoya deemed to be university. The college has a state-of-the-art facilities and experienced faculty. The college offers general nursing and midwifery, basic BSc nursing, post-basic BSc nursing, MSc nursing, and PhD in nursing. The college provides quality education by incorporating innovative teaching learning activities that focus on clinical competence. The college also creates an environment for the generation of new knowledge through research. The college is affiliated to Anupoya Medical College Hospital, a multi-speciality medical college teaching hospital accredited by NABH, which offers various modalities of treatment facility in both broad specialty and super specialty services. We have with us Honorable Chancellor Dr. Anupoya Abdullah Kunni, Anupoya deemed to be university. Our chief guest Dr. B.L. Sujata Rathod, Director Medical Education, Government of Karnataka. Guest of honor Dr. Rajeshwari Devi, former Divisional Joint Director, Health and Family Welfare. Dr. M. Vijayakumar, Vice Chancellor, Anupoya deemed to be university. Dr. B.H. Shripati Rao, Pro Vice Chancellor, Anupoya deemed to be university. Dr. Gangadhara Somayaji, Registrar, Anupoya deemed to be university. Dr. Leena Casey, Dean, Anupoya Nursing College. Dr. Teresa Lida Mendonca, Chairperson, Nursing Education and Research, TNAI, Karnataka State Branch, Mangaluru. Dr. Binsha Papachan, Organizing Secretary, Anupoya Nursing College. I request all the dignitaries to occupy the seat on the dais. Volunteers, kindly escort the dignitaries to the dais.
And a life without prayer is a life without power. Here, I call Mr. Munib, second year BSc Nursing student, to invoke the Almighty.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ ربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى صدق الله العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Surah Al-Alaq, the 96th chapter of the Quran, begins with the command, read, Iqra. The chapter is particularly significant as it contains the first revelation received by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It emphasizes the importance of knowledge and learning. Read in the name of your Lord who created. Highlights that learning and reading are the acts of devotion to God. It signifies that knowledge should be pursued with awareness of its divine origin and purpose. The knowledge is a divine gift and means to understand one's existence and purpose. The command to read symbolizes the importance of seeking education and enlightenment. In Islam, seeking knowledge is highly valued and considered a fundamental aspect of the faith. The Quran emphasizes the importance of knowledge with several verses urging believers to learn and reflect. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also highlighted the significance of knowledge in his teachings. One of his well-known sayings is that seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. This underscores that acquiring knowledge is not just encouraged but required for all the Muslims. Knowledge in Islam is not limited to religious studies but encompasses all beneficial learning that can improve individuals and society. The pursuit of knowledge is seen as a way to better understand the world and fulfill one's duties to God and humanity. The pursuit of knowledge is never ending. The day you stop seeking knowledge is the day you stop growing. Thank you.
A smile is a universal welcome. Now I call upon Dr. Leena Casey, Dean, Anapoya Nursing College, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of my team at Anapoya Nursing College, I stand here with immense happiness to welcome all of you to this long-awaited conference. We are truly delighted to have such distinguished group of guests, professionals, experts who have gathered today. First and foremost, it's our joy to welcome the Honorable Chancellor of Anapoya Deemed to be University, Dr. Y. Abdullah Kunyi, who is a true visionary and educationist, to preside over this august gathering. I welcome you, sir. Your presence means a lot to us. I request our VC to please welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. Despite of uncertainties, the presence of our esteemed guest, Dr. B.L. Sujata Rathod, Director of Medical Education, Government of Karnataka, in our midst has doubled our joy. Dr. Sujata Rathod is the Director of Medical Education, who is an eminent ophthalmologist with interest in community eye health, having completed her MSc from Moosefields Eye Hospital, London. During her decorated teaching career, she has served in all cadres, contributing actively in Board of Studies, Academic Council, Senate, and numerous academic and administrative committees. She has exhibited her leadership skills all through her long career by heading premier institutions like Minto Ophthalmic Hospital, Sanjay Gandhi Institute of Trauma and Orthopedics. She has numerous accolades to her credit, notable being Dr. B.C. Roy Award by IMA Karnataka branch and Mahatma Gandhi Sadbhavana Award by the Governor of Karnataka. Madam, it is our honor to have you here. I request our Vice Chancellor to please welcome Dr. Sujata Rathod. Thank you, sir. Our guest of honor today is Dr. Rajeshwari Devi, who is an eminent general surgeon and with specialization in oncosurgery. Madam has an illustrious career in the Department of Health and Family Welfare, Government of Karnataka. She has held leadership positions as District Surgeon, Divisional Joint Director, Additional Director, and Director of State Health Institute and Project Director of Karnataka State's AIDS Prevention Society. With a unique blend of medical expertise and administrative acumen and leadership skills, Madam was instrumental in bringing out many quality initiatives. It's our true honor to have you here amongst us today, ma'am. I request our Pro Vice Chancellor to please welcome Dr. Rajeshwari Devi. I fail in my duty if I don't mention Sri U.T. Khadar, Honorable Speaker of Karnataka State Legislative Assembly and MLA of Mangalore constituency to which we belong, who could not make it amongst us today due to his important commitments. He very much wanted to be part of this event and has sent us a short video message. A special welcome to our Pro-Chancellor, Mr. Mohammad Farhad Yanapoya. Special welcome to our Vice-Chancellor, Dr. M. Vijay Kumar, an acclaimed oncosurgeon whose unwavering support is very encouraging to us organizers. A pleasant welcome you, sir. I request Mrs. Reema, Organizing Joint Secretary, to please welcome our Vice-Chancellor. Thank you, Reema. We are happy to have the presence of our Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. B.H. Sripati Rao, an eminent orthodontist and administrator. I welcome you wholeheartedly, sir. I request Professor Shashikumar Javadegi to please welcome, sir. Thank you, Professor Shashikumar. I welcome our registrar, Dr. K.S. Gangadhar Somayaji, the go-to person for all our requirements, who is our pillar of strength. I welcome you, sir. I request Mrs. Janet to please welcome, sir. Thank you, Mrs. Janet. We have amongst us Dr. Teresa L. Mendonça, Vice Principal of Lakshmi Memorial College of Nursing, Mangalore, who represents the Trained Nurses Association of India, Karnataka State Branch, who is our co-organizer for this conference. Welcome you, ma'am. I request Dr. Binsha to please welcome Dr. Teresa. Thank you, Mrs. Binsha. I acknowledge and welcome the observer appointed by Karnataka State Nursing Council, Dr. Viresh Kumar N., who is the principal of College of Nursing at KLE deemed to be University, Belgaum. Welcome you, sir. I request Dr. Renika to please hand over flowers to Dr. Viresh Kumar. Thank you, Ranita. I acknowledge the encouraging presence of the statutory officers of the university, advisors, Dr. Abdul Rahman, former Vice Chancellor of Kannur and Calicut Universities, Dean of Student Affairs and Academics, Director IQAC, Assistant Registrars, Deans of all constituent colleges, principals, vice principals, center heads, section heads, heads of departments, and student welfare officers. It means a lot to us. I welcome our eminent resource persons, chairpersons, moderators, panelists, judges of paper and poster presentation. Welcome you all. A special welcome to the media persons who gave us wide coverage and the sponsors, big and small, who have contributed in special ways. I fail in my duty if I don't welcome the enthusiastic delegates attending this program online and offline, big in numbers, far and wide. Many of you had to deal with hostile climatic conditions and had to change your plans so that you require a loud round of applause from all of us. Welcome you all. Last but not the least, I acknowledge the dedicated team of organizers represented by Dr. Binsha Papachan, the organizing secretary, faculty, non-teaching staff, postgraduates, volunteers. All of them have contributed in many ways. I welcome you all once again. I hope and pray that these 2 days of much awaited, anticipated deliberations will yield fruitful learning, interactions and collaborations. Hearty welcome to each one of you. Thank you.
That Sri U.T. Kadar, Honorable Speaker, Karnataka State Legislative Assembly, Government of Karnataka, had consented to attend our conference. However, due to unavoidable circumstances, he is unable to join us today. Despite his absence, Sir has graciously sent his best wishes and a message of support for our event. Let's watch.
I'm happy to know that the Yanapaya Nursing College is organizing International Nursing Conference on mixed method research and advanced healthcare. I was supposed to inaugurate this function. Due to have to attend the international conference in America, I'm unable to attend this program over here. I congratulate, appreciate the management and staff of Yanapaya Nursing College for having the concern in this profession and organizing this conference internationally to exchange the views and have a network and get better knowledge regarding the profession, which will indirectly help the patients and the society in the future days. And it will be a good message for the younger nursing students who will be in the profession in the days to come. I'm sure that all your knowledge will be explored here, and your knowledge will be updated in this conference. So the concern of the management and the staff of nursing college is highly appreciated. I request all the nursing staff and the students who are in the college who are ready to do their professional days to come. The sincerity, commitment, and the honesty of the nurses profession will only take up the hospitals in a better way and a better health care in the society. A hospital can be run without a doctor, but not without good nurses. So your responsibility is more in the society, and people seek a lot from you in this profession. So once again, I thank and congratulate all the students who have taken this course and who are doing the professional nursing field. It is one type of rendering the social service to the society. Once again, thank you each and everyone. Namaskar.
Kind words. Thank you, sir. It's my privilege to welcome our chief guest, Dr. B.L. Sujata Rathod, Director Medical Education, Government of Karnataka, to address the gathering.
Morning to one and all who are assembled today for this inaugural ceremony, exploring the boundless horizons of mixed method research, which will help in integrating insights and advancing healthcare. Well, good morning to all the dignitaries on the stage, starting with our Dr. Enapova Abdullah Kunni, who is the Chancellor of this Enapova deemed to be university. Dr. M. Vijay Kumar, Vice Chancellor. Dr. Rajeshwari Devi, former Divisional Joint Director of the Mysore Division. Dr. Shripati Rao, Dr. Gangadhar Saumyaji, Dr. Leena, Dr. Teresa, Dr. Binsa, and of course the faculty and the invited dignitaries and the delegates of this inaugural ceremony of this conference, Exploring the Boundless Horizons. Well, as all of you know, medicine is both an art and science. The science component requires us to be always updated about evidence-based facts, which will help us to take the art component, that is caring and compassionate care for the patients. It's with this continuum care of the patients we are going to make a difference in the society. So as we all have taken a pledge to continue to treat our patients, to make their lives better, we as a country, having so much of population, have another great benefit that we can do a lot of research on our own population rather than always looking upon the Western literatures which give evidence-based and results which are akin to their population. But we should do more research with our own population, because the explorative methods or the treatment which we seek for our own population will be well known only if we do research on our own population. So research remains a very, very important component of our continuum of care. So as we are looking into this component of mixed methods, which strategically integrates both the qualitative and quantitative way of doing research, I would like to take you to the definition of mixed methods, which from the first journal of the mixed methods research says that it's a research where the investigator collects and analyzes data, integrates the findings, and draws inferences using both the qualitative and quantitative approach or the methods. And all this is done in a single study or the program of inquiry. And why do we need to do this? if you can look into the rationale of doing mixed method research, it is basically to have an appropriate validation. That is A. B is to build comprehensive understanding. C is in every context, you conceptualize the qualitative data which will help interpret the quantitative findings. And D is for depth of the statistical results. So it will explain the statistical results in much more depth. Hence, it's extremely important that you use this mixed methods to not only collect data on the same subject, which can make your results more credible, and if the qualitative and the quantitative data coverage is mixed, it strengthens and the validity of your conclusions, which is known as the process of triangulation. So mixed method research will help us to do a purposeful mixing of methods in, be it in data collection, data analyzing, and interpretation of the evidence. So to conclude, by embracing this mixed methods research, the process of the profession of nursing, which is the noblest profession of continuum of care, which was initially validated by Florence Nightingale, today with all these methods can harness the strengths of both the qualitative and quantitative approaches, and this will help the whole process to gain a comprehensive understanding of the complex healthcare phenomenon. The integrated methodology will allow the researchers to explore the what and how of nursing practice, while also uncovering the why and in what context, ultimately giving the evidence-based practice, improving the patient outcome, and advancing the nursing profession as a whole. So here's to this profession, which will make every patient feel comfortable, and to this profession, which is like the ebony for erasing the pain of our patients, and this profession which is going to make a lot of difference in creating wellness in the society. I would congratulate the entire team of Enepoa Nursing College for having this conference, which is going to make a lot of difference to our society. And I stand before you being happy and privileged to be part of this great conference. Thank you. Thank you to the entire organizations, and thank you to one and all. I wish you all a happy festival of knowledge, learning, and becoming better researchers. Thank you.
For your valuable message. On behalf of Enepoya Nursing College, now I request our Honorable Chancellor, Enepoya Abdullah Kunni, to present a memento to Dr. Sujata Rathod, Director Medical Education, Government of Karnataka, as a token of love and gratitude.
Thank you, sir. It is our honor to have with us a distinguished personality whose insights will illuminate our path. Now I welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Rajeshwari Devi, former Divisional Joint Director, Health and Family Welfare, to address the gathering.
A very happy morning to all of you who have gathered here for an important international conference which is organized by Enepoya Nursing College with the Enepoya University deemed to be. At the outset, let me congratulate the whole team of the nursing college as well as the university, because amidst of these days of natural calamity and so difficult days, you have been so much interested and putting your effort to have an international conference in this university. Respected Chief Guest, Shri Yutikadar Sir, Honorable Speaker, today's Chief Guest, Dr. B.L. Sujata Rathod Madam, Director of Medical Education, Government of Karnataka, and the respected Vice Chancellor Dr. M. Vijay Kumar sir, who's my teacher, mentor and guide. And today's function, which has been presided by Dr. Enopoya Abdullah Kuni, who is a great visionary, great philanthropist, and the great educationalist who has been a pillar of starting this great university 3 decades back in the city of Mangalore, who could never think of such a great university which on par with an international standards, world standard. Hats off to you, sir. Dr. B.H. Sripati Rao, sir, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Gangadhar Somayaji, Registrar, and importantly, Dr. Leena Casey, Organizing Chairperson of this today's conference, which is an international conference, who with her team, she has been able to organize it so dedicatedly. As all of you know, today we are going to, I think the whole day you will be discussing about this great topic, about this exploring the boundless horizons of mixed method research, integrating insights and advancing healthcare. As all of you know, today the medicine, the allopathy medicine has seen so much of voluminous and tremendous changes because of evidence-based medicine already, as Madam said, because of the research-oriented results. Because of these kinds of efforts, we have been seeing a lot of changes in healthcare and also in the patient care. As all of you know, the Enopoya University has been giving a big and great platform for so many research. I have been closely observing this great university for the past 3 decades. It has been growing, and last decade of 10 years, I have evidenced a great research oriented teaching in this university, because previously I was associated with the university which started the international level of research lab and other things. And from the government of Karnataka and from the department, we were also were the part of this research lab and other things. And with the new hospital which has come, Zuleika Cancer Hospital, I know that there are so many papers and so many research work which is going on. And my request would be the Assurance Committee of the Karnataka. He has been asking the department. There is a recent increased incidence of head and neck cancers in and around of Dakshina Kannada and Udupi because the reasons which are not known. They say because of the so many industries, the development of the industries. So I would request the university and our VC sir to just throw light on this field also. Coming to the particular today's conference, there are so many people who are interested in, who have come with so much of interest, and the delegates and the resource people who have come from from so many part of our state and also other cities, who will throw the light on this important topic, which is the explore the foundation and methodological framework of the mixed methods, which already Madam has explained, which has developed a comprehensive protocols that effectively integrate with the other components, learn strategies for integrating and interpreting quantitative and qualitative and comprehensive research findings, ensure the validity in the design and execution and reporting of mixed methods and studies. So, I very well know this conference will throw lights on these gray areas. Previously, you used to think these research conferences and symposiums are only for doctors. But I'm very happy to know that these kind of events have been organized even for the nursing colleges and allied health science students to make their path to a great extent. And I also know the quality of the nursing care, especially from the this coastal Karnataka and also from the Kerala, is very, very excellent. And they have been working throughout this globe with a very good quality and standards. And I also request the university to have a lot of branches, super specialty branches in nursing like psychiatry, nursing, then palliative nursing and other allied subjects. I really wish a grand success to this conference, and I hope it will invoke a lot of queries and lot of answers for all the queries which the delegates have, and the learned resource people will be able to deliver their goods. And I'm very thankful for making me part of this conference. Wish you all the success for this great conference. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your inspirational message. On behalf of Anapoya Nursing College, I request our Honorable Chancellor, Anapoya Abdullah Kunni, to hand over a memento to our guest of honor as a token of love and gratitude. The book to read is not the one that thinks for you, but the one which makes you think. Here I call upon all the esteemed dignitaries to come forward to release the conference souvenir. I also request Mrs. Timmy Thomas, Associate Professor and Souvenir Committee Convener, and the committee members to join the dignitaries.
Soft copy will be shared to all the delegates. If your action inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Now I request Dr. M. Vijay Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Anapoya deemed to be University, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everybody. Respected Chancellor of the Anapoya deemed to be University and the Presiding Officer, Dr. Abdullah Kunni, all my statutory officer colleagues who are present on the dais and off the dais, the chief guest of the program, Dr. B.L. Sujata Rathod, the guest of honor, Dr. Rajeshri Devi, and my dear colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, and more importantly, the delegates who have come all the way to attend this program. Very good morning and welcome to you. In spite of what is happening around us as far as nature is concerned, 250 delegates joined this program from outside the state of Karnataka. From 15 states they have come. That's a good one with respect to the calamities we are seeing around. In spite of that, you have come here. I thank one and of you. There are a few who have come and joining us from Middle East and European countries, apart from our own Karnataka state. This is the number 250 from outside the state and outside the country is a very good number for a nursing conference. I deeply appreciate the organizing, the President and the Secretary for taking efforts to do so. And surprisingly and nicely and pleasantly, there are 150 papers are going to be read and presented, oral presentations, and 30, I was told, there are going to be poster presentations. That's a good participation. I wish you all the very best for being here and participate. And I'll be very happy if you can go around and see the university before you leave. I'm basically a cancer surgeon, served in Kidwai Cancer Institute for about 31 years before coming over here. And I'm here for last 9 years, more as a professor of surgical oncology and less as a vice chancellor, I will say. For I still do surgeries and I still teach, and I have got an MCH program under me. About Yenapoya University, it's my duty as a Vice Chancellor to introduce from my side. It is deemed to be university from 2008. It all started with Islamic academic education, starting a dental college 30 years ago, and now it has blossomed to 10 colleges, including dental, medical, nursing, physiotherapy, pharmacy, Ayurveda, homeopathy, naturopathy, and yogic sciences, and arts, science, and management, apart from allied health. So we are now 14,000 plus students with 4,000 employees, out of which 750 faculty members. And we are sitting as NAC A plus this cycle, and NIRF ranking for the past 4 years within 100, currently 84th. All this could happen because of one main reason. That's why I rattled out our ranking, etc. That is mainly because of the research output. That is the reason I am talking about that. Because some time ago, one committee came here, Tandon Committee, Dr. Tandon Committee, who said in what way universities are doing more than what a college is doing. That is, you are also imparting education. Yes, you are giving degrees, but beyond that, what? That only inspired all of us to move towards research, and we have got one of the best advanced research lab here with the 30 full-timers working on it and bringing out enough and more publication totaling to almost 400 per annum for coming out of this university. That's a big number for a small university like us. And as a university's vice chancellor, I am insisting on them that at least 750 should come. Where is that 750? You can easily understand. That's why I rattled the number. 1 per faculty member at least should come is the goal which we are trying to achieve soon. 1 per faculty member. And the publications are not just the end of the whole thing. It is only a tool or an yardstick to assess what research work is going on. I won't consider the publications alone. Many people consider that whether you are in Q1 journal, Q2 journal, index, non-index, etc., Web of Science. But that should be only the beginning. The end is not that. You have to move to the next level, get a patent, becomes something more. Like for example, you make a product, it should become industry ready. And that is what the government of India is pushing through. And they have even established several autonomous bodies, including BIRAC, Biotechnology Industry Research Assisting Council. And through that, anybody can get even funds and financial assistance. Through that, we have already developed what is called as Yenapoya Technology Incubator, which incubates people like you or me and startups and do the health-related programs, research and innovation. And all this research stops at publication, as I said. To see the rest of the life of the world, then it has to have a continuum, and that is what the incubator is doing, wherein we make your research questions into a product and make it industry ready. How many of you know what I am going to tell? I don't know, because you're all researchers, you will be only concentrating on research. There is something called technology readiness level, TRL we call it, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 9. Just having an idea is the lowest level of TRL, and then it goes into conceptualization and you do the research. That first 3 levels called TRL 1, 2, 3 is called as research. 4, 5, 6 is called as development. Most of the time we used to stop at that is research and development. Whereas today the government of India is pushing it to the next level, that is called as deployment. 7, 8 and 9 TRL is for deployment, so that whatever you have started as a research thought process has resulted in a product, whatever product it might be, and then it is industry ready to see that the society gets the advantage. Ultimately, we must see that the society gets the advantage out of your research, not just you get the advantage having filled your curriculum vitae. I mean, look, I may sound a little harsh, but that's what most of us do as a teacher. Even I am doing the same thing, you may say. But you have to go to the next level. Come to us, we'll help you how to handhold you, get the funding, and get projects, the projects worth 2 crores through the government agencies. It's all government agencies. I am not going to give, but I only facilitate to get you that number. There is BIRAC, there is DST, there is DBT, there is ICMR. All these people are now opening up and we are giving. We are only facilitating them to get it. And our own research has moved towards that level. And very recently, I am proud to inform you, Dr. Abhay Nirgude and myself, we wrote and we got an ICMR project for 2.5 crores for the implementation research at Dakshina Kannada. We are one of the 6 centers. We are one of the 6 centers in the whole country to get it. And there were about 184 applicants and we are one of the 6 only selected by ICMR. I compliment this and telling you openly because earlier days when I was in Kidwai, even giving 30 lakhs was a problem when I used to apply. Today they are opening up to 5 crores. Even the ICMR is giving this particular project is 2.5 crores and we have to work with the government. The phase 3 of this project is implementation and hence we have to work with the government. So I'm happy that everybody is opening up instead of talking about government, not government, etc. Wherever there is work, wherever work, they are able to appreciate it, acknowledge it and fund it. That's the most important, the last component. By just appreciating, you will not get anything out, but funding is also important. And that is what today BIRAC is doing and Government of India through the DST and DBT are doing. And my compliments and congratulations to the government also for opening up. And having said all this, you people have come and you are going to be a part of this conference. And this conference is research methodology. And ultimately, our chief guest has already touched the topic. You should know evidence-based medicine, and that should be evidence-based nursing also. Ultimately, you have to know what is level 1, 2, 3, 4 evidence and what are the recommendations. Ultimately, it's the meta-analysis and randomized prospective trials which go to the higher level of recommendations so that it becomes the guidelines today. Today, everybody is talking about evidence-based medicine and same way, probably one day, you also should start talking about evidence-based nursing. That is my wish and desire that this conference will open our eyes to that direction. And thank you very much for being here. God bless. Jai Hind and Jai Karnataka.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughts of wisdom. Coupled with an impressive background, we have our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Enepoya Abdullah Kunni, Enepoya deemed to be University, for the presidential address.
A very good morning to all of you. At the very outset, I would like to inform you that Honorable Speaker, Karnataka Legislative Assembly, UT Kadar is not able to attend as he had to unexpectedly travel overseas. Nevertheless, he has been kind enough to send a message to us. On this occasion, I want to thank him for this gesture. I also must place on record our chief guest, Dr. Sujata Rathod, for having made it possible to be with us today. Much gratitude also to all resource persons, the organizing committee, faculty, staff, as well as all participants of this conference. Guest of honor, Rajeshwar Devi, Dr. M. Vijay Kumar, Dr. B.H. Sripati Rao, Dr. Gangadhar Somaji, Dr. Teresa Mendonça, Dr. Leena Casey, Principal, Enepoya Nursing College, Pinsha Papachan, Organizing Secretary, Enepoya Nursing College, students, guests, teaching and non-teaching teaching staff, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be here today at the inaugural ceremony of this two-day international conference. I am especially pleased that this platform has been organized by Enepoya Nursing College as a constant of Enepoya deemed to be University in collaboration with the Trained Nurses Association of India. The important necessity of research is simple, undeniable. It has been well said that research is seeing what everybody else has seen and thinking what nobody else has thought. Apart from that fact that the beneficial as a learning process for student, it's also what brings out solutions for health and well-being of the humanity. In this context, I am doubly pleased that this event is themed on exploring boundless horizons of mixed method research. The focus on integrating insight and advancing healthcare is very apt. We at Yenapoya Deemed University have, from the start, assigned great importance to research and activities and constant knowledge updates through such programs. This international level conference is yet another brilliant testimonial to our steadfast endeavor to keep pace with technological development on the global level. The conference will feature a rich knowledge sharing experience for all participants, especially the PG and PhD scholars, as well as the faculty, and is poised to take advanced, cutting edge and challenging dimensions. I congratulate entire organizing committee headed by organizing chairperson Dr. Leena Casey, Dean YNC, for the excellent teamwork and their elaborate effort in ensuring the success of this event. Keep it up. Great work. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
For your valuable thoughts of insight. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. I now invite Dr. Binsha Papachan, Organizing Secretary, Yenapoya Nursing College, to propose a vote of thanks.
Good morning to everyone. On behalf of Yenapoya Nursing College, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all who have made this international conference on exploring the boundless horizons of mixed method research, integrating insights and advancing healthcare a resounding success. First and foremost, I would like to express my deep appreciation to Sri U.T. Khadar, Honorable Speaker of Karnataka Legislative Assembly, who despite being unable to attend this in person, shared a thoughtful video message with us. I thank him in his absence. I would like to express my deep appreciation to our chief guest, Dr. B.L. Sujata Rathod, Director of Medical Education, Government of Karnataka. Your presence and insightful address have greatly enriched this event. Despite your busy schedule, you made it possible to attend and share your valuable insights with us. Thank you, ma'am, for your invaluable contribution and support. A special thanks to our guest of honor, Dr. Rajeshwari Devi. Your encouragement and vision for advancing healthcare have been truly inspiring. Thank you so much, ma'am. Our sincere thanks and deepest respect to Dr. Yenapoya Abdullah Kunyi, Chancellor of Yenapoya Deemed to be University, Mangaluru, for presiding over this event. Your unwavering dedication to education and healthcare is commendable. And your vision and leadership have been pivotal in fostering an environment of academic excellence and research innovation at our university. We are deeply grateful for your ongoing support and commitment to advancing healthcare education. Thank you so much, sir. I thank our Pro-Chancellor, Mr. Muhammad Farad Yenapoya, for your invaluable support and guidance at every step of organizing this conference. Your dedication and assistance have been instrumental in ensuring its success. I am also profoundly grateful to Dr. M. Vijay Kumar, Vice Chancellor of Yenapoya Deemed to be University, Mangaluru, for your constant support and guidance. Your leadership continues to drive our institution to great heights. Thank you, sir. Special thanks to Dr. B.H. Sripati Rao, Pro Vice Chancellor, and Dr. Gangadhara Somaya GKS, Registrar, for your unwavering support and guidance for being present for this program. I would like to extend a special thanks to Dr. Leena Casey, our organizing chairperson. Your hard work and meticulous planning have been instrumental in making this conference a success. Thank you, ma'am. A heartfelt thanks to the Trained Nurses Association of India, represented by Dr. Teresa L. Mendonça, for their support and collaboration. Your involvement has added great value to this conference. Thank you, ma'am. I thank our statutory officers, Advisor to IU, Dr. Abdul Rahman, Dean of Student Affairs and Academics, Director IQAC, Assistant Registrars, Medical Superintendent, Nursing Superintendent, Dean of all the constituent colleges, Principals and Vice Principals, Center Heads, Section Heads, HODs, Student Welfare Officers, Campus Administrative Officers for being present for this program. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the resource persons who travel from far away, braving challenging weather conditions to share their invaluable knowledge and expertise with us. I also thank our judges for paper and poster presentations, chairpersons for the scientific sessions for their cooperation and support. I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to Mrs. Hazel Rima Barbosa, Organizing Joint Secretary, chairpersons of all the committees, and the entire teaching faculty of Yenapoya Nursing College. Your relentless efforts over the past months have been pivotal in successful completion of this international conference. And your contributions in planning, organizing, and ensuring the high-quality content of this conference have been invaluable. To our non-teaching staff, your support behind the scenes have been instrumental. From logistical arrangements to administrative tasks, your efficiency and dedication have ensured the smooth running of this event. A special note of thanks to the media for their coverage and support, to the IT department for their technical assistance, to other technical staff for ensuring smooth operations, and to Sukhsagar, our catering unit, for providing excellent refreshments and meals. And we thank our sponsors for their financial assistance. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the delegates from 15 states who joined us both offline and online. A special thanks to those who have traveled and joined us in person in this challenging weather situations. Thank you all once again for your presence and participation. Let us continue to work together to explore